Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. This is now regarding Danny Rose from Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to be discussing with you today, and I'm going to be discussing a few more transfer rumours, that have currently updated in the press as well. So basically, as it confirmed yesterday that Mourinho and Ed Woodward had discussions over had talks over the plans for the January transfer window that is coming very, very soon, not long now till the transfer window opens. And reportedly, Jose Mourinho is set to be getting around £80 million spending spree to spend in January. And basically, Ed Woodward has told this to Jose Mourinho, but the board have said we have to sell, before we can buy, and we may have to offload some players, to raise some funds as well, and Luke Shaw, Darmian, they're likely to leave. We've got Fellaini, who's coming to an end of his deal as well. He could be set to leave on a free chance next summer. We got Carrick, that's aging up. He's coming to an halt of his career as well. Won every single domestic cup, being at the club, for over a decade. Same with Mkhitaryan with his form as well, because that's why Mourinho's been dropped in rate lately, due to Mkhitaryan's form as well. So Jose Mourinho is still looking to address the squad. He spent 300 million free transfer windows. I still think Manchester United definitely need to address that left hand side, and it did say Mourinho is identifying 4 left-footed players before as well. So basically, Danny Rose now reportedly, as it did come out in the press the other day, that Tottenham are willing to offload Danny Rose for around £45 million. But Man United, I think he's a favourite, to replace Luke Shaw, and that Manchester United is Danny Rose. Reportedly, it did say Tottenham willing to offload him £45 million. But Man United are confident we can get a 50 million. Jose Mourinho and Man United are confident we can get a 50 million deal done over the line in the January window to get Danny Rose from Tottenham Hotspur as well, because obviously Tottenham were not willing to actually offload Danny Rose during the August window due to that they lost Kyle Walker there right back to Manchester City. This is why Danny Rose didn't make the move. We know that he's had a fallout with Pochettino. We know that Danny Rose had been injured for a long period of time. He'd been out for 9 or 10 months with Danny Rose, and he hasn't been first choice this season, especially since he's recovered from injuries. Danny Rose, Pochettino's been going with Ben Davies instead of Danny Rose. He's been full in Danny Rose's spot as well. And Danny Rose did criticise Tottenham Hotspur for their lack of investment in August. He also criticised the wages he was receiving. He's on about £65,000 a week. He's Danny Rose as well, but there's teams like Manchester United or bigger teams, that can double his wages as well. It's also said he was willing to turn Chelsea down, so Chelsea were interested in him, but he said he does prefer the move to Old Trafford. Does Danny Rose as well. He's been at Tottenham 10 years, he's still under contract with Spurs until 2021. Is the player as well. He's still under contract until 2021 with Tottenham. Began his career with Leeds. He's been at a lot of teams on loan, but he started becoming more of a regular player, in Tottenham's squad in the 2012-2013 season as well. Did the play, and as he said, he didn't want to play football 15 years without one trophy or one medal. And a player that young wants to elevate to that higher level, win silverware. And with Tottenham, he's not going to be guaranteed this, to be quite fair, because Tottenham in the last few games, have been pretty poor. They've been dropping points of recent as well. So, in my opinion, I think Danny Rose is the favourite to replace Luke Shaw and that Old Trafford. And we know there has been talks of Luke Shaw, and Danny Rose as a potential swap deal. It did say Man United willing to offer $5 million plus Luke Shaw, so we can get Danny Rose as well. Because Luke Shaw, maybe keen on reuniting with Pochettino, because Luke Shaw, worked with Pochettino at Southampton, where Luke Shaw used up the U system, obviously before Pochettino went to Tottenham. But Luke Shaw, it says Newcastle, Man United have set a 20 million price tag out for Luke Shaw. It did say that Newcastle reportedly being interested. It said Newcastle are actually, keen on going for a loan deal for Luke Shaw. But it says Man United are demanding £20 million. But I don't think Newcastle are keen on getting Luke Shaw on a permanent deal. There has been talks to go back to Southampton, but obviously, I think Southampton have to offload Ryan Bertrand, and we know Manchester City have been linked with him as well, because obviously City spent a lot of money on fullbacks. They've got one of their summer signings injured, Benjamin Mendy, and Ryan Bertrand's been on Manchester City's radar. City could potentially make a move for Ryan Bertrand because his attacking instinct's good, his defensive distribution's very, very good. You know, he was at Chelsea the majority of his career as Ryan Bertrand's now at Southampton. I think this is his third or fourth season now in the process with Southampton. You know, he began his career with Gillingham, risen up the ranks, and then 2005 he graduated from Chelsea's youth system, was there about 10 years with Chelsea, you know, went to a lot of teams on loan as well, made his debut for Chelsea in 2011, made his England senior debut in 2012, and he made his debut in the Champions League for Chelsea against Bayern Munich, as well did Ryan Bertrand, and he has made over a century appearances, so City have been interested in him. So if he was to leave Southampton, maybe Luke Shaw could potentially make a return back to Southampton as well. But I'm saying Man United have put a potential 20 million price tag out for Luke Shaw. I also confirmed that Chelsea before and Arsenal had been interested in Luke Shaw, but he's under contract with Man U till 2019. He's Luke Shaw. We paid £29 million for him from Southampton, but let's be honest, all in all in the Premier League, he's nearly made a century appearances now as Luke Shaw, but he's found it very, very difficult time. You know, he's had a difficult time since he's come to Manchester United as Luke Shaw. You know, he has only played 32 times in the Premier League since coming to Manchester United. He's injury prone. He is still only young, and we know Luke Shaw has not been the same player, you know, since he currently broke his foot. We know he hasn't been the same player since he broke his foot. And as I said, you know, he's only played 32 times. He's found it very, very difficult since coming to Manchester United. You could tell, you know, frustrated with the lack of game time. We know he's 4th, 5th choice left back now under Jose Mourinho. He's Luke Shaw. And he hasn't played at all in the Premier League this season. He's only played twice in the Carabao Cup. And Jose Mourinho would give Luke Shaw a lot of criticism last season as well. But I think he needs to go elsewhere where he's going to be guaranteed first team football week in, week out. So if we could cash in for the player, you know, say £20 million, you know, a player that's, you know, known for a record, who's recently, you know, he's recently been injured and that, you know, a player who's not been a regular starter for Manchester United, especially on Jose Mourinho, you know, that would be very beneficial. But as I'm saying, I do think Luke Shaw is going to go elsewhere, you know, so he can be guaranteed more game time. He did have a fallout with Jose Mourinho where did Luke Shaw as well. But me, Danny Rose he'd be a fantastic replacement, you know, for Luke Shaw. And also we know Matteo Darmian is another player, you know, this season who's frustrated with a lack of game time at Old Trafford, because Matteo Darmian's played about 77 times in the Premier League, and he hasn't had a lot of game time this season. I think he's only played it 2-3 times this season, Matteo Darmian as well. And it did reports stem from Italy that reportedly Inter Milan have been interested in him. I think he said Sevilla have also been interested in Matteo Darmian as well, because Darmian, you know, can play as a left back, you know, he can play as a right back as well. But Darmian's agent has confirmed he's yet to receive any offers to leave Manchester United. Matteo Darmian as well. But Matteo Darmian, you know, he's got a lot of experience of being in Italy. You know, he began his career with Inter Milan, you know, he made his debut at just the age of 17. You know, he then went to team on loan, went to Parma, then had 4 fantastic seasons with Torino as well, did Darmian. Come to Old Trafford, you know, won the FA Cup in his first season. You know, he made his international day in 2014, and we purchased him for just over £12 million from Torino as well. But it's saying in the press that Darmian and Luke Shaw could actually, you know, leave Manchester United, you know, in the January window as well. So there potentially, you know, has been talks about that as well. So there has been talks about that as well. So we're basically Manchester United, you know, Jose Mourinho, you know, he's still looking to address the midfield more, as we all know. Because as I just said, Carrick going to turn out all of his career soon. Marouane Fellaini, Man United have yet to sign a new deal. He did confirm quite a few weeks ago, Man United has still been negotiating and trying to secure Marouane Fellaini a new deal with the club. He did say the recent team who were interested with PSG, they were interested in using Fellaini as a backup to Figo Motta, and it did say PSG willing to offer Fellaini a 4-year deal as well. But reportedly, you know, he did turn down a recent offer of a new deal. We offered Fellaini a new deal. Reportedly, Fellaini turned this down because reportedly he's been demanding a higher wage increase of over, well, of 50,000. He's on 120,000, but he wants a higher wage increase of 150,000. Of 170,000. So he wants a 50,000 increase on his current wage for Fellaini if he's potentially to sign a new deal. We know that Jose Mourinho, though, is a big admirer of Marouane Fellaini. I think he's still recently I think he's injured at the moment. I think he'd been injured before as well as Marouane Fellaini. But Jose Mourinho has a fantastic relationship with Marouane Fellaini. He's made over 200 odd appearances in the Premier League all in all. This includes his time at Everton. You know, we've got him during the David Moyes era. It hasn't been very, very beneficial, to be quite honest. He hasn't made a massive impact. Apart from this season, you know, he's done very, very well this season. Obviously, you know, before he got injured, Fellaini was hitting form very, very well for Manchester United. Jose Mourinho, you know, is a big admirer of the player, as I said. But as I said, we purchased him from Everton for £27 million, you know, back in 2013. And he's made over a century appearances now for Manchester United as Marouane Fellaini. And Jose Mourinho is concerned we could lose him on a free net in the summer because Man United, we could have cashed in for him in January, but we're not actually prepared to sell him in January because Mourinho wants him to stay at the club, Marouane Fellaini. So Mourinho will identify replacements for him. Carrick. This is why Jose Mourinho wants to adjust the squad a little bit as well. And we know that potentially, you know, Mesut Ozil has been mentioned to me. I think he'll be fantastic number 10 for Manchester United. Jose Mourinho thinks he'll be fantastic number 10 for Manchester United as well. Mesut Ozil, you know, got a record of assists since he's been in the Premier League. Fantastic at creating chances as well as Mesut Ozil. You know, he had 5 fantastic years, you know, in Germany. You know, Jose Mourinho used to work with Mesut Ozil, you know, with Real Madrid. You know, they had 3 fantastic years together, and Jose Mourinho's, you know, keen on reuniting with the player. We know at the moment that the contract talks have currently stalled, you know, between the club, the player, and Arsenal, the player and his representatives. The contract talks are stalled, and reportedly he's been demanding a higher wage increase of over 300,000 as Mesut Ozil as well. Arsenal paid £42 million for him from Real Madrid, the current World Cup winner, and this is his 5th season now with Arsenal as well. But reports coming out yesterday, it put Arsenal fans, as I said on one of my videos, it put Arsenal fans into a frenzy. Rumours were actually, you know, stemming from social media. There were rumours coming from social media that potentially Ozil could sign a new contract with Arsenal, and that put Arsenal fans into a frenzy. There were rumours about that on social media, but it did say Ozil could still sign a new deal with Arsenal and a new contract, but it says Sanchez will leave the club as well. And actually, Arsene Wenger said regarding Sanchez and Ozil that they will not be sold in the January window, and Arsene Wenger had confirmed this. But we know Mesut Ozil hasn't only been linked to a move to Old Trafford, we know he's been linked to a Barcelona. As he confirmed, Ozil's agent's been in discussion with Barcelona. He did report the other week that reports stemmed from Spain that Ozil had agreed a contract with Barca. It said he'd actually agreed to join Barcelona in the January window. As it did say, Ozil had been given permission, you know, to leave Arsenal. He said he could be available for around £20 million. He could be available for around £20 million in January as well. And he was demanding a high wage increase of over £300,000. As I said, and it actually said as well that Messi does want to rather see Coutinho at Barcelona rather than Mesut Ozil. But Wenger did say Ozil could leave in the January window as well. And his reporter told teammates 4 or 5 weeks ago that he did want to join, that he did reportedly, you know, want to join Manchester United. But obviously, you know, Barcelona are using Mesut Ozil as an alternative. They've got quite a few alternatives in case they fail, you know, with the pursuit of Philippe Coutinho as well. Barcelona, but as I was saying about Mesut Ozil, potentially it's possible he could still sign a new deal with Arsenal, but I think Ozil is actually keen on staying in the Premier League as he did confirm as well. He's keen on staying in the Premier League. And Rio Ferdinand said he'd be a good addition for Manchester United. Ian Wright said he'd be an unbelievable signing for Manchester United. And you know there has been talks as well as Xherdan Shaqiri, you know, and Ozil's potential swap deal as well. So yeah, we will see what happens. But I think Man United have been advised, to let him run out his contract and then go on and get him on a free transfer in the summer. If Ozil is not to potentially, sign a new deal as well. But very, very good player indeed. Dramatically improved Manchester United. So yeah, we will see what happens about that. But we know Barcelona's main price target is Philippe Coutinho. As it did actually, confirm in the press the other week, or the other day, whenever it was, that Barcelona and Liverpool still been in negotiations since the transfer window shut. It did say Liverpool. The report stemming from Spain. The Dan Ballon Spanish publication reported that reportedly, Liverpool have named the price tag for Philippe Coutinho, and they could demand that they the Liverpool reportedly demanding that they want around £127 million for Coutinho. Are Barcelona though prepared to pay up to £127 million for Coutinho? In the January window as well. Barcelona still may be keen on putting a lower fee in for Philippe Coutinho as well, because obviously Barcelona are seeing him as a long-term replacement for Iniesta as well. But Coutinho got to Barcelona and said he'll elevate to a high level. He'll be playing amongst better players. Without a shadow of a doubt, he'll be playing amongst better players. Will Philippe Coutinho, he'll be winning silverware with Klopp. He's not going to be doing this. He can play as attacking mid. He can play. He can play as a left winger as well. Can Philippe Coutinho, and he's made a century appearance now since he's been at Liverpool Football Club as well. This is his fifth season process experience of being in Italy. He's also had a past experience, of playing in Spain, with Espanyol as well. And he's grown and developed into his game fantastically well. He's become one of the most creative, agile, midfielders, as Philippe Coutinho, since his arrival at Liverpool Football Club, to be fair to him, Philippe Coutinho, but one of the most creative, agile midfielders. He hasn't been his best this season, as I said, due to injury, Philippe Coutinho as well. But as I'm saying, in the process, he's still under contract with Liverpool, don't forget, until 2022 as well. Barcelona had 3 bids turned down for Coutinho back in August. But it's going to be interesting to see what Barcelona are preparing to offer Liverpool in January as well. And it will test Liverpool's stance. But if Barcelona are prepared to offer over 120 million, Liverpool could then offload Coutinho as well. So, yeah, and potentially, Griezmann's potentially, being on Barcelona's radar as well, as a Griezmann. He's also, been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford as Antoine Griezmann as well. Griezmann, he estimated 6 out of 10 he was going to come on Old Trafford, but due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, we nearly got a deal over the line, but as I said, due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, Manchester United never got a deal over the line for Griezmann. Highly experienced, so much experience of being in Spain. But he does have a release clause of around £86-87 million. It did come out in the press the other day, reports stemming from Spain that he'd asked Barcelona to reportedly, trigger his release clause as well of 86-87 million. Reportedly, I think he's had discussions with Diego Simeone as Griezmann that this could be, this is his last season, with Atletico Madrid. He's Griezmann as well, but versatility good, strong, quick, good in the air, good at leading the lines fantastically well as Antoine Griezmann, efficient finisher, very, very clinical, and that's, we still need that, and he has a fantastic friendship with Paul Pogba. He'd be fantastic in that number 7, he'd fulfill number 7 very, very well, because we have still got number 7, we've still got number 7 vacant. As I said, guys, Manchester United have still got number 7 vacant. But saying in the matter of the process, we got number 7 vacant. Griezmann would be fantastic, though. He did get the decision that he did not make the move to Man United. Man United have approached his representatives. He said the Man United move still a possibility, even though it came out in the press the other week that reportedly he had agreed a deal in principle to join Barcelona. Antoine Griezmann. So it hasn't been his best form this season, with Atletico Madrid by all means. This is his 4th season now with Atletico Madrid. Very, very good in Euro 2016. Very, very good for France since making his senior debut in 2014, where helped France get to the quarter-finals as well. And very, very good during his Real Sociedad days as well, Antoine Griezmann. But potentially, Man United could go for him in January, could go for him in the summer. We will see what happens about that, guys. Another potential Manchester United target that's being reported in the press is Leon Goretzka, but he's also had interest, from Arsenal, Bayern Munich, as Leon Goretzka. He could actually, made the move to either Bayern Munich or Barcelona, because it's mentioned that Barcelona have also, you know, been interested in Leon Goretzka as well. Nah, I'm gonna smoke some of this cig. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is yes. So Goretzka's coming to an end of his deal in summer 2018. Schalke do not want to lose the player. Basically, Schalke don't want to lose him. I think Schalke basically offered Leon Goretzka a new deal with the club. Leon Goretzka has actually come out and he said he will make a decision on his future. In January, this is what Leon Goretzka is explaining. Make a future on his decision in January. The Schalke director has actually said. He wants Leon Goretzka, you know, to stay, you know, potentially, you know, sign a new deal with Schalke as well. The current player, Leon Goretzka, his creativeness is good. He's very, very dynamic. He's still a young age, upcoming prospect. He's a player, you know, very, very good for Germany as well. He's Leon Goretzka, and this is his fifth season now with Schalke. You know, he's made over a century appearances with Schalke, and these teams, you know, such as United, Munich, and Arsenal, that maybe are prepared to have discussions with Leon Goretzka representatives over making a potential move for the player. Leon Goretzka, you know, began his career with Bochum, you know, he reasoned up the youth system very, very well there, and then made his professional debut in 2012, then joined Schalke. Schalke only paid £3 or £4 million for him, so they could make, you know, a decent profit, you know, on him, you know, considering he's still only young, but he is a fantastic young age prospect and a fantastic young player as well, who can play as defensive mid, you know, can play on each wing as well, so his versatility is also very, very good as well. And as I said, he signed a 5-year professional contract with Schalke when he joined in 2013, you know, joint top scorer in the Confederations Cup. You know, he's also played in the Schalke reserve team as well as Leon Goretzka, but Schalke may not want to lose him because they've lost, you know, they lost Klasnic during the summer to Arsenal as well on a free transfer. But yeah, they're saying in the process, yeah, Schalke do not want to offload him. As I said, but in January he's free to have discussions. He's free to be approached by other teams and have discussions. He's Goretzka to leave Schalke as well. So basically, the main part of this video, guys, is about Danny Rose, essentially Man United are confident, you know, we can land him for 15 million in January even. So that's basically enough because Mourinho is prepared to pay that. Jose Mourinho, he's looking for them reinforcements, and Jose Mourinho basically, you know, he's prepared to pay 50 million. Tottenham, he said in the press the other day, were demanding £45 million if they are prepared to sell Rose in January. So yeah, we could potentially get a deal over the line for him in January, which is not long away now. So anyway, guys, that's basically everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes on the channel if you do consider subscribe to my channel, guys. As always, take care, God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye.